community for effective practice would be after tutoring, because ASIC was largely involved in tutoring on a Saturday and in school holiday programs. I've subsequently also joined various other groups, and I think Bridget is going to explain to those people who haven't joined the Bridge social network what that is all about at a later stage. But if you go onto the Bridge webpage and have a look at all the information, you'll see the various communities of practice, and everything is documented there, minutes and so forth. You get a good sense of the history of the development. Ostensibly in 2009 is when the community of practice for after hours tutoring began. And in our initial meetings, we got together and it was to find out what was happening, who was out there doing what, and generally just get to know one another. And it was a very interesting process because we quickly realized that, first of all, there were a number of NGOs working in the field of after-hours tutoring, Saturday programs and so forth, and that there was quite a bit of overlap, that we were, a few NGOs were working in one particular area or school and so forth. So from there we quickly moved into looking at what is our purpose, why do we meet, and what do we want to achieve. And it was really to get a wider knowledge of what other projects we're doing, and to be able to start sharing our success, stories of success, challenges that we were all facing, and to prevent this overlap, to begin something of a collaboration so that we could widen our resources rather than focusing in a particular area. Collaboration, share ideas, provide information. The Bridge social network it's wonderful because there's people post interesting articles around education, and that's been a huge resource for all of us. Also, a major goal was to get a collective, to get a community together that would have a collective voice and strengthen the NGO sector in the various community of practices, and particularly amongst the groups that produced, that provide after-hours tutoring. And the journey that we went on was then both professional and a personal one, really, I think, for all of us. In terms of professional, each of the NGOs was able to start making better use of resources, our networking. We were able to start forming partnerships of benefit to all of us. We shared ideas about funding. We started to improve curriculum delivery in all of our programs. We had access to information, an idea of the bigger picture. So we've had input on the psycho-social dynamics that affect our learners. We've had information from our principals who've given us feedback. Our learners have given us feedback and so forth. And on a personal level, it was a chance to join a group of colleagues and have a shared interest and form a trust, a level of trust that we could share, really from the heart, how we were progressing, and as I say, challenges or successes that we were facing. And then, as this relationship developed between the NGOs, we very quickly realized that the WCED, we needed to start forming some kind of partnership with the WCED, particularly from 2010 onwards, when all the initiatives, the holiday initiatives, came from the WCED. You remember that year was the World Cup teacher strike, and so there was some of a crisis. And the WCED initiatives increased in areas that we were working on. We had 2 meetings, and if you go onto the Bridge website and have a look at this, the community of practice, and you look at the minutes, you can see the documentation of that, those minutes of those meetings. But ostensibly what came out of that was that Glenn and Mark suggested that we approach the districts, and particularly the curriculum managers, and started an engagement to see where we can collaborate. We've got a number of NGOs doing excellent work, and you've got the WCED initiatives, which are also good, and yet we have seemed to have an understanding up to this point of what each of us is doing. And it's been important for us to position ourselves in relation to what the WCED initiatives are. And that is really what this meeting is about, is to bring together the different parties and to start this process, as John was saying, in terms of the objectives of this meeting, this process of collaboration, working together, and for the NGOs to meet the different district curriculum managers and start that engagement.